We'll let you out another rainy day at the castle. Ooh, you guys are dirty. I tell you, this spring has been wet, wet, wet. I'm sure you can hear all the background noise. There's a lot going on today. Let's go see what we have to do. We got Eric cutting off the metal poles, which were not supportive. They're just floppy. You can see the great big C-channel that's mortared into the wall. Once he gets all the poles out of the way, he's going to remove the rest of the wood and start cutting the C-channel out of the walls because these steps are no longer needed. Lucas is up there making all kinds of annoying noises because he is removing the remaining parts of the subfloor. And let's just say that OSB up there has about 17 million too many screws. So it has proven to be an absolute pain. So we're breaking it through in the openings and then taking a cutoff wheel and clipping off the nail and screw heads. And I'm pretty confident that I confirmed, well, there's no pretty confident. I can show you guys from down here if he hasn't taken it all off yet. The bottom of this floor was pristine. I mean pristine. We had a little bit on the edge that was goofy, where the window leaked and where the top of the tower leaked over the years. So when I came in here, I thought we were just going to be removing the floor, clipping these edges, and replacing some strips of OSB. But since it was treated deck boards on the floor up there, excuse me, it completely deteriorated the top half of that OSB. So now we have to remove 100% of it and replace it with 100% brand new product. Was not expecting that. Castle throws another curveball. It is what it is. Show you guys from the top side here. We've got some OSB laid out, so Lucas has something to work off of. But as you can see, it's a sucky process. We did try yesterday evening cutting the floor, and Eric tried cutting the floor, the OSB, with a skill saw, but that edge has so many nails in it, if he doesn't basically beat the brains out of it, it doesn't loosen it up at all, and it's an absolute pain in the butt to get off. So you're doing a heck of a job, young man.
Tiring job.
Absolutely. So as Lucas is busting out that outside edge, I'm going to square up our cut right here and take off with the new OSB down the middle so that we can then work our way to the outside edges, in hopes that this layout is truly on a 16-inch center and the OSB works out. So we got our fingers majorly crossed today. Our goal is to get all the OSB down on this floor before we get out of here today.
Out of nails.
Out of nails.
Out of nails.
And like a dingbat after lunch, I didn't put my tool belt on. I'm sure you guys are going to see on time lapse. I tried to do this a little differently. Tried to start with the hard piece first. That was really stupid. So, what I'm going to you guys didn't see it, but I did put subfloor adhesive down. So essentially, I tried to do this really hard with nothing square to measure off of to an unsquare everything, right? So this floor runs square with the tower, which is not square with that floor in there. So you can see the angle of the rafters there. So essentially, I started cutting that, and it's wrong. So instead of wasting more than one piece, which we can still get some scraps off of it for the outside edges, I started with a board that is split properly. Only had to notch it around the one corner. I can cut that off later, which goes over the concrete. Not worried about that, can trim that off later. Now I have a square side that I can run the next 8-foot sheet this way or that way, and I can work with nothing but squares. And for example, I would end up, if you could draw a straight line over that wall, I would end up with this triangle to fill in, and then I would end up with another triangle to fill in, and so on. So the reason I'm not regular videoing is because there's so much noise going on, and it would drive you guys crazy because it's driving us crazy. So we're going to put you guys back on time lapse so that you can see me process this out, and then you'll see all the little bitty pieces we have to custom cut to fit in later. We're on the real struggle bus, buddy.
Yeah.
We got a few sheets down. As stated earlier, I put one on here that just needed a small notch so I could get a square edge. But you guys can see all the marks on this thing. Goodness gracious. So here's where we're at so far. And I didn't video any of this because, well, it's been an absolute pain. So I squared over off of the sheet that's underneath this one while making this sheet square with that one. Got us a line all the way over so that we could get a dimension up, which essentially is this bottom corner. You can see that that mark is up a specific distance. Now, we then took our speed square from that point and got the pitch of the back side of the concrete, which is here. We then squared off of the sheet again to get that corner and its location and its angle, which you see right here. That lines up perfectly with that face right there. You can see I'm right on the pencil line and I'm right on that stonework, or cinder block, I guess what you'd call it. So now that tells us the pitch of that wall based off of this sheet. And then we measured again over from our corner and squared out from the exact corner of the cinder block to get a distance over and down, over and down. And then we took on that degree of angle and transferred a line all the way to the top with our level, which intersected this line. So we know this is good. Here's that point of that cinder block. It's going to sit right in here. So then we had to determine, is that a 90-degree angle to this face? We know it's a 90-degree angle here to here. So at that intersection point, based off of that angle, we took our handy dandy framing square. We gave us a 90-degree angle. We drew a really long line. To now, we have to guess what this angle is, and judging by that, it's a 45-degree angle. So we had to measure the face of the block, get that dimension, which is here, lay the speed square back down there again, lined up on our extended line at our intersection point, draw out our 45-degree angle, and now Lucas is going to go measure the distance back to the next 90-degree angle off of a 45-degree angle, which really I guess it's just a 90 because it's an inside corner. So we need 10 inches. So now I can take my square, line it up on this inside corner and line it up with our 45-degree angle. So Lucas can keep his tape measure. Mark our 10 inches, which is here. This is supposed to be a 90-degree angle, so at 10 inches, line it up on our 45-degree to this one. What's my dimensions, sir?
Got 1 3/4 inch and 3/4.
So we're gonna make it 2 inches to have a little bit of clearance. Now, that door frame does not sit in there perfectly square. So, from that point, Lucas, take this and square it up on the OSB over there. Yeah, but you want it to run past the end of the cut wall. Now put it on the floor. Yeah. So is it square to that OSB?
Yeah, it's square to the OSB.
Okay, but that OSB is not square to this sheet because these sheets are off square because this floor is not square with that floor. Okay, so take this speed square and figure out the pitch from that square floor to this joist.
That joist?
Yep. Rotate your pivot point. See how your No, keep it where you had it. Now don't rest it on your square because you know the board ain't square. You're trying to get your square in line with the floor joist. Your speed square in line with the floor joist your index finger is hitting.
Okay.
But yet keep it on that inside corner. That's a fun one, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's our better option, Lucas.
Okay.
And I like this option better. Take that square back out of there. We have a known corner, right? That's that corner right there. We know it's going to run at an angle this way. So measure over to this joist from this corner. Just an edge dimension.
Okay, so 8 inches.
Okay, now go all the way to the other OSB, and what is that dimension?
From the wall to the 5 inches right there.
8 versus 5. So we have a 3-inch difference. So we don't give a crap what the angle is now.
Oh.
Starting here, we need to fade 3 inches this direction.
Okay.
So if I measure
There you go.
3 inches over, give me that square. Square it up with our sheet, line up on our 3 inches. Oops. Hopefully you guys can see this. And I'm sure there's a carpenter out there that goes, man, you're doing that the hard way. You're probably right. Get us a mark out here. Now if we transfer that outside corner to that should be our angle.
Sweet.
And you're all gonna find out with us if this thing's even close to fitting, because if it's not, we're done for the day. Okay, so we cut this line, we cut that line, we cut that line, we cut that line, we do not cut that line, we cut that line, we do not cut that line, we do cut that line, we do not cut that line, but we do cut that line. So the cut is going to be over, down, over, up, over, at an angle. This one here, there's not a floor joist to measure to, and it actually dovetails that way. So we're going to have to straight line this one and put in a little triangular piece later, which realistically will be 100% covered up with the 2x12 we chase this doorway with. But we will have to put some blocking in there before we put this sheet down. All right. You guys have seen us cut OSB before. As soon as we get this cut, before we even test fit it, we're gonna turn you guys back on and we'll see if this fits together. Well, Lucas, stick to my people over here. This is the moment of truth. A wonky piece.
I wouldn't hold my breath for it, I'll tell you that much.
Going off of that inside corner there, or outside corner inside the board, I think I'm gonna have to hold my side up while you get your side, because you're longer than what the doorway is open until you get into the opening.
Okay.
Wish us luck. Okay. We're gonna be close. Ooh, we're close. And I know that that end is gonna be long. I left it that way for a reason, so I didn't have to calculate that angle. I can mark both sides, but we're about, get her shoved up in there. Oh man, that is so close. We got another 1.75 inches to go here on an angle. So that's not it's a true straight progression, but we've got 3/4 here, but we're hitting here. I don't think I want to take a full 1.25 inches out of that, or we'll end up short there. So let's do 3/4 off of this, And then that should allow that thing to slide tight there, and tell us, because if I've got a 1/4 inch gap up there, I'm really not concerned about it. The flooring is going to span right across, no transition in there whatsoever. Okay, we got to trim a little. We'll be back. All right, we trimmed our 3/4 of an inch off of this face that was hitting right there. Oh yeah, we got to lift it up and put your side in first. Okay, now this angle looks good, but we're hitting. We're like a 1/4 inch from falling down in there. What do we got over here? 1/2 inch.
I think it'll work.
And that's hitting here. So if we clip this off, matter of fact, where's that? There it is right there. Let's go ahead and do that with the oscillating tool. Put that in here, it'll be hot. Woo! It's hot. All right.
Let's see if we can.
Okay. Let's trim this piece here. Well, that's just taking forever. That's stupid.
That's weird. God dang, the bank man's calling me.
The bank man's calling Lucas. Not used to the bank man calling you? Oh my goodness gracious.
Close.
Real close. How about them apples? And yes, we got to cut that off to get it to fall in place. We're going to end up with a 1/4 inch gap right there, but the floor is going to go all the way across it. I'm not concerned about that at all. And we still have to get us a little piece in here. So let's mark this. I know they can't see me right now if you want.
Yeah.
Well, they can see me. I'll mark this. Hand me that level, sir. Next thing I'm going to need is the skill saw. Could you imagine if we'd have tried to get this angle?
It's been tough.
Look at them apples.
Looking good.
Nice. Well, now we've confirmed it fits, but we got to get us a block in here just straight across so we can put a nailer straight down with a skinny little triangle. So we need to cut one short board and essentially toenail it off to a couple of things, and we'll be ready to rock.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Okay, we got our sister board on right there. We got our extension on right here so that we're almost all the way up against the wall, and I couldn't get all the way against it because the rock is not notched out far enough. So sister board on the short end to cover that last triangle. This extension of a joist, I put in this cross bridge so that I could just go from there to there. Now it's time to throw some glue on the floor and slide this thing in place. Put you guys back here. Hopefully you don't fall over. Yep, you're going to stare at my butt. Oh, I shouldn't put glue on that one. I don't have that little triangle cut yet, but we got one laying out there on the floor we can manage to manipulate. Oh no, on the floor adhesive. Thought I could make it. Trying to hurry because I know you guys don't like watching boring stuff. Lucas ain't paying his bills. I'm kidding.
How's it going?
You see I'm putting glue down. I put glue down in that corner where we don't have that triangle cut yet. We'll have to work a little bit quick to
Alright, well I'm sorry, I know I've been loafing.
yeah, just a loafing. Okay, nail gun. You want to hold that corner down. We've got one little high spot right there for some reason. I can't see where those joists are now. See that one. Probably should have marked that. Oh, it's right there. Okay, and this one runs at an angle, and it stops. This angle runs all the way over. We know, nope, right there. That one's in concrete, so I just stuck it in so it'll hold it down. Yeah. We'll clip that one off later. We'll rely on the adhesive there. Okay. There it is, all with the triangle, folks. That actually came out pretty nice. It did. Get it. Mark that here. Need the jigsaw. It's got a funky little corner on it here.
Hiding from it back there.
Jigsaw this little triangle out, slap that in, throw a couple nails in it, and by golly.
Have a look.
shortest floor we'll ever install, but it's a subfloor. There it is. Man. Oh man, I got my hammer stuck right on that. About to hurt my head.
That's what we had to work with.
I think with multiple angles, multiple notches, I think that came out really nicely.
I agree.
And our finished floor again is going to run this way, so this little 1/4 inch gap that we have here is not going to be a problem at all. It's going to run long ways. It'll come from this room all the way over to the outside of that room.
I like that no transition.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Hey, we have 30 minutes before we truly have to call it. You think we can get one more piece down?
We can try.
All right, so Lucas and I are going to try to get one more piece down. You guys don't have to watch that. This was a crazy day. I put you guys on time lapse again earlier because everything was crazy loud in here. But I'm gonna go out here on the crow's nest and let you guys end the video with a gorgeous view of the river that doesn't have much wind today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and share away.
Whoa, it's warm all the way over. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And there was 500 Jeeps.
Uh-oh, what's happening? This is stupid. Yeah. And there's like an ambulance and more down there.